Heads up, we've got another round of snow coming to the Midwest, followed by a nor'easter for December 1st and 2nd, 2025. I'm meteorologist Andrew Markowitz, and here's what you need to know. Much of the Midwest is currently getting blasted by heavy snow, but those of you who miss out on it by being too far south may get a second chance in a few days. Our next storm system will emerge over the Pacific Northwest on Sunday, November 30th, and swing down to the Four Corners before heading up to the Midwest and then East Coast. As we take a look at our upper level pattern, there are three key features to keep an eye on that will determine the ultimate track and intensity of our storm. First, we have a strong area of high pressure over the North Pacific and Alaska, known as the negative phase of the Eastern Pacific Oscillation. The main implication here is this allows the jet stream to come way south into the US and funnel polar air in. That is generally a bullish signal for winter weather. Next, we have a strong area of low pressure centered over the Hudson Bay in Canada. On one hand, this means that cold air will be plentiful in the eastern half of the US, but on the other hand, this means that we do not have a blocking high to slow our system down. Lastly, we have an upper level trough present over the western US. This means that our system does not have room to amplify downstream and therefore will remain pretty weak. So in essence, we're talking about a weak and fast moving storm. Certainly nowhere near a major or historic blizzard, but it is going to be cold enough that many areas could see their first appreciable snow of the season. On Sunday, November 30th, a quick hitting round of snow is expected across the Intermountain West. Light accumulations are possible in Salt Lake City and the Denver metro, while the mountains could see several inches. On Monday, December 1st, a band of snow will develop over the Central Plains and head toward the Midwest, while the Deep South sees a cold soaking rain and areas in between see a wintry mix. We're not talking anything crazy, maybe a couple inches in places like Topeka, Kansas City, Springfield, Indianapolis, Evansville, Louisville, and Columbus, among others. Snowflakes could fly as far south as parts of Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Tennessee. Areas in pink could also see a brief period of freezing rain, which would lead to slick travel conditions. On Tuesday, December 2nd, steady snow is expected across much of the Midwest, Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and interior northeastern New England, while a cold soaking rain is expected to the south. Based on the current track of the storm, plowable snow is expected for most areas north of Interstate 80. This includes places like Cleveland, State College, Syracuse, Rochester, Albany, Burlington, Manchester, Concord, and Portland, among others. A wintry mix is expected just north and west of I-95, while the big cities and the coast will likely see all rain. Additionally, there is potential for freezing rain between western North Carolina and central Pennsylvania, with the highest risk in the Shenandoah Valley. As this becomes a nor'easter, that's when the track becomes especially critical, and there can certainly be adjustments either way. If it takes a more northern track, like what the GFS is showing, the rain-snow line would move accordingly, but it also means you get a stronger storm, and those that do get snow would get more of it. That would actually equate to a pretty serious dumping of snow across the mountains of New England, like the Greens, the Whites, Adirondacks. Now, if it takes a more southern track, like some of the Euro members have shown, that would imply that the rain-snow line would come closer to I-95. However, that means that you would get a weaker storm as it is shredded apart by confluence to the north. Basically, what I'm saying is that if you live in DC, Baltimore, Philly, New York City, there's really no scenario where I think we get any appreciable snow. Even Boston, I'd be surprised if we got more than a couple inches. But if you live in the interior in higher elevations, different story. This one could be pretty impactful. For more updates on this nor'easter and other severe weather all around the world, please make sure to follow me on all social media platforms so you can stay weather aware.